The Indianapolis Colts are not just winning, they are rewriting the script of their entire franchise. 2 weeks into the season, and this team has turned into one of the most efficient offenses in football. They have scored on 14 of their first 16 drives and became the first team in NFL history to score on their first 10 possessions of a season. Nobody expected that kind of dominance, not this early, and certainly not in Indianapolis. That is why this start feels less like a lucky run and more like the start of something much bigger. But here is the twist that makes it even more fascinating. The Colts are not doing this against soft competition. They dismantled Miami, then went toe-to-toe with Denver, a defense that was praised as one of the toughest in the league. Yet, the Colts put up 470 yards and looked completely unfazed. Fans are asking themselves if this is really happening, if this offense has suddenly grown into one of the NFL's most dangerous units. The shocking part is it does not feel like a fluke. Every drive, every snap, carries the energy of a team that finally found its identity. The urgency is real now. With Jonathan Taylor back in full stride and Daniel Jones silencing every critic, the Colts have gone from overlooked to feared in a matter of days. The question is no longer if they can win games, but how far they can push this wave. And that story starts where football always begins, in the trenches. Because the offensive line just went head-to-head with the league's most aggressive pass rush and flipped the matchup completely in their favor. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Colts and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. The Indianapolis Colts are showing that their biggest strength might just be the wall up front. When defenders crash in fast, the Colts' offensive line doesn't panic. Daniel Jones felt pressure often, gaps collapsed, yet he hit the turf only one time. That moment said it all. This line is the bedrock of everything good the offense is building. Here's where belief turns real. Jones faced blitzes on about 71% of his dropbacks against Denver and over 50% against Miami, yet the line surrendered just 2 sacks across both games. That is not luck. That is discipline, practice, alignment. Tanor Bordolini anchors the middle with surgical precision. Matt Goncalves holds his ground when the guards mix and stunts come, and Quentin Nelson sets the tone on the left side so rushers crash into walls, not open lanes. On critical downs, the pockets stay clean, the ball comes out quickly, and the snap-to-throw rhythm stays sharp. When one defender wins a matchup, the line adjusts, the back chips, and the next snap hits the edge or wide receiver in space. That is how a front line turns chaos into control. Now, something bigger starts per Colts every shift. As those holes open, Jonathan Taylor sees creases and bursts through, pushing the defense thinner each time. When defenders cheat up, the routes behind them get wider, plays unfold with more space, and opponents must choose to stop the run or guard the pass. The Indianapolis Colts just found their tone setter, and his name is Jonathan Taylor. He ripped through lanes and then shocked everyone with breakaway speed, hitting 22.3 miles per hour on a catch and run while piling up 215 total yards in the win. Nobody expected that gear to show up this fast, yet every touch looked like a threat to tilt the game, and the building could feel it. Here is what nobody is talking about. Taylor is not only churning yards, he is changing the math on every snap. Defenses squeeze the box and he answers with quick outlets and screens, already stacking 5 catches for 77 yards and a score that forces linebackers to back off. His pass protection reads have sharpened, which keeps the pocket steady long enough for routes to blossom. Add the groundwork and you get a back who controls tempo, creates second and short, and keeps the playbook wide open. The stakes rise now because the tape tells opponents to crash him early, and that is where the story flips. Safeties creep down, corners sit on slants, and one shot over the top can break the script. Taylor also carries a 7-game streak of more than 70 rushing yards dating to last season, so selling out rarely works. Up next is the piece that turns his gravity into haymakers, the quarterback who turns a small window into a big play and makes defenses pay for every step they take toward the line. Daniel Jones just turned noise into proof. He is firing darts before the rush can breathe, trusting his reads and punishing tight coverage with calm throws. Through 2 weeks, he sits at 588 passing yards, with 5 total touchdowns, a 111 passer rating, and 0 turnovers. That mix of volume, accuracy, and care with the ball is the part that changes the stakes for the entire season. Watch how he controls the game at the line. He shifts protections, checks to quick answers, and still hits shots when safeties creep. The ball leaves on time, The eyes work across the field, and the deep attempts land with confidence. His 74.1 adjusted completion rate does not come from easy swings, it comes from layered throws that punish every wrong step by the defense. Third downs feel different now because the huddle believes he will solve the moment. Here is where curiosity kicks in. Defenses can send heat and squat on routes, yet he keeps pulling them into bad choices by leaning on timing and trust. A young target keeps flashing as the safety valve, and as the surprise down the seam, a rookie tight end who turns small windows into big gains. Next, meet the newcomer who is changing the spacing of this offense and giving Jones an easy button in the middle of the field. Tyler Warren just walked into a grown league and took a seat at the big table. The rookie tight end from Penn State is not tiptoeing in, he is punching through the middle of the field and changing how defenses line up. Through 2 weeks, he leads all tight ends in yards with 155 on 11 catches, and the wild part is how natural it looks. What nobody expected is a first-year player becoming the calm answer when the play gets loud. Here is why it matters. Warren gives Daniel Jones a clean window. When blitz looks crowd the picture, he snaps into space, turns upfield, and finishes through contact. Safeties squeeze to stop the run, and he slips the seam, corners sit flat, and he bends into the void, linebackers hesitate, and he steals the stick. His blocking is not a cameo, it sets the edge and disguises play action, which keeps Jonathan Taylor in rhythm. Put it in perspective, he is already within 6 receptions and roughly 60 yards of last year's top Colts tight end mark of 14 for 182, and he did that in 2 games. That is not empty volume, that is leverage on the scoreboard. Now the tension shifts to the other side of the ball. More first downs mean fresh legs for the defense, but fresh does not equal fixed. The next chapter asks if takeaways and smart safety play can carry this surge while the front finds its bite. Up next, the defense that steals moments at the right time, the playmakers behind the picks, and the pressure questions that still need real answers. The Colts defense has delivered game-changing moments with Cam Bynum interceptions sparked by Grover Stewart's pressure and Nick Cross's steady play, proving they can flip momentum in a snap. Yet issues remain, as opponents are averaging 5.4 yards per carry, and the pass rush ranks near 20.7%, forcing reliance on timely takeaways. With Charvarius Ward back at practice, the Colts gain more flexibility in coverage and can dial up a wider range of blitz looks. Zaire Franklin continues to anchor the run fits, but the middle of the field still needs to tighten up. The key lies in Grover Stewart collapsing pockets and Lou Anarumo disguising pressure to force long yardage downs, which allows the safeties to close out drives. If that balance holds, turnovers can fuel wins, especially if special teams protect field position and add steady points. Spencer Schrader has quietly become a difference maker, hitting a league-best 9 field goals in 2 weeks and giving the Colts confidence to stay aggressive near midfield, but kickoff coverage remains a concern with too many returns reaching the 35. Ashton Doolin's burst to the 40 showed the upside, yet consistency will come from more touchbacks, disciplined lanes, and smarter placement. With Tennessee looming, special teams discipline could decide the field position battle, and locking that down ensures the Colts force a rookie quarterback to march the long way. The Indianapolis Colts now step into a division fight where one detail can swing the race. Tennessee brings a rookie at quarterback in Cam Ward and a defense that loves muddy games, which means every snap carries playoff weight. The mystery is simple. Can this version of Indy take a hostile afternoon and turn it into proof that this surge is real for the long haul? If the Colts nail those details, this stops looking like a hot start and starts to look like a real build. Do you want more heat packages or a safer 2-high shell against a rookie passer? Which fix matters most right now? Cleaner run fits, a faster edge rush, or tighter windows over the seams? Who is your early MVP, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, or the rookie Tyler Warren? If you are feeling this run, tap like, hit subscribe, turn on alerts so you never miss a drop, and tell me your score pick for Titans week in the comments. The next chapter begins at the line of scrimmage, and it is waiting.